Hey everyone, an emergency edition of Guards Thoughts here on the Off the Mic Sports Network. Holy shit. What a game. Game 3 of the American League Championship Series. The Cleveland Guardians win 7-5 in 10 innings. This was one of the great baseball games I've ever watched in my entire life. And let me start with this. Any Cleveland sports fan watching this right now can attest to what I'm about to say. I'm 35 years old. I just turned 35 in September. And I've been a Cleveland sports fan my entire life. And I have watched that game so many times, what we experienced tonight in Cleveland. And 9 times out of 10, actually, hell, I would go 9,999 times out of 10,000, that game goes to the New York Yankees. Like, this was an impossible win. An impossible win. Because that had every single tailor-made cliche about Cleveland sports that I've ever experienced in all of my existence. So a big lead, your big gun coming into the game, blowing the game, and feeling like you're completely lifeless with 6 outs to go in your season. You get opportunity after opportunity, and you fail. And then with 2 outs in the 9th inning, Lane Thomas hits one off the top of the wall, and you're like, okay, we've got a chance. Up comes big motherfucking Christmas, John Kenzie Noel, and he absolutely annihilates a Luke Weaver pitch into the left field stands, and Cleveland just goes absolutely apeshit. And somehow, some way, this game is tied. And that doesn't even begin to tell you how insane that felt, just to tie this thing from what happened when the Guardians were up 3-1 in the 8th inning, and their formula was sticking really well. Matthew Boyd goes 5 innings, was really awesome in this game. Cade Smith comes in, just shuts everything down, throws 10 strikes, and gets to the inning. Tim Herron does his job. Hunter Gaddis gets 2 outs, but then walks, and this will probably not be as much of a discussion anymore because the Guardians won, but it looked like they pitched around Juan Soto to get to Aaron Judge and then get Emmanuel Clase into the game. And then Emmanuel Clase gives up a line drive home run to Aaron Judge, and then the next hitter, Giancarlo Stanton, hits a home run right to center field. And before you know it, it's 4-3. And the Guardians then have a mistake on the base pass defensively in a rundown that leads to an extra run. And you're like, okay, how the hell are the Cleveland Guardians, after getting their heart stabbed to death by a knife a million times with all these just defensive gaffes and all this stuff, and then you formulate this rally, there was a double play, you think it's over, you get the Lane Thomas double off the wall, and then John Kenzie Noel hits an iconic home run, pimps the hell out of it, knows it's gone, the place goes fucking apeshit, and we're tied going to extra innings. Mind you, that was off Luke Weaver, New York's the Yankees closer, who's been really dominant and has been borderline unhittable in these playoffs. So both big guns for like both sides got tattooed in this game, which is alarming if you're both managers. And then we get to extra innings, like it just like a whole bunch of weird shit happened in this game. Like the Guardians hadn't had a hit by their catcher in a month. And yet Austin Hedges gets a double in this game. And then Bo Naylor, first pitch he sees. This guy hasn't been able to hit at all. Comes in there, lines a base hit into right field. He gets around the bases after a bunt and then a sacrifice ground out. And then David Fry, who saved this team's season in Game 4 against the Tigers, saves the season like John Kenzie Noel did, and belts a home run. The whole city of Cleveland is freaking shaking. If you are in downtown Cleveland right now, or if you were watching this after the fact, I envy you right now, because that was an experience. That was an experience of all experiences, because, man, I just don't know how the Cleveland Guardians were able to survive this after the Stanton after the Stanton and Judge home runs, so Judge and Stanton back-to-back, after that thing happened to your best pitcher, Emmanuel Clase, who is probably going to finish second in the Cy Young. Second time Clase, and I have a lot of questions moving forward about his confidence. because that's back-to-back situations where he has given up home runs. I think there was a stat out there that he's given up more earned runs in the postseason this year than he did all regular season. So you got to have some questions about how they're going to rework this bullpen or how they're going to, get back into the framework of the mind of Emmanuel Clase. But to rebound from that after feeling like you had a dagger in your heart and then to hit those two big home runs, Jhonkensy Noel, a rookie, David Fry, an all-star this season, he was a pinch hitter in this game. So two pinch hitters that came into this game that did not start this game were the reasons that the Guardians won this baseball game. I mean, it looked like they were going to win it. They had everything in their formula stick together, going up 3-1. Then you give up the lead in the eighth inning. This was postseason baseball at its finest. And I'm speechless. Like, I really am just, in complete and utter shock that not even just the Cleveland Guardians, a team from Cleveland won a game like that. Because, like I said, you could go up to 1 million. Every time but one, that game goes to the other team. So the fact that the Cleveland Guardians won this game in the fashion that they did, who knows if this spearheads them to potentially winning a world championship. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. But everybody who watched this game will have that memory of watching this electrifying postseason game that is going to be talked about for a long fucking time. So, man, and another side note in this whole thing, Stephen Kwan, who had a postseason hitting streak dating back to 2022, he didn't even get a hit in this game. Speaking of all the crazy shit that happened in this game, like hits by catchers, Daniel Schneemann starts this game. He was pinch hit for. Andres Jimenez, I didn't even mention this. Andres Jimenez and Josh Naylor came up with one of the great defensive plays to save a run that I have ever seen in my life. Andres Jimenez, a smack shot in between second and first base, somehow fields this, throws it wild, and somehow Josh Naylor is able to hold his foot on the bag, and somehow, I can't even remember who hit it, but somehow it is an out, and that is another reason. Like, this was, like, obviously the two big home runs are going to be talked about, but that play is going to be remembered. The pitching from Matthew Boyd is going to be talked about and almost forgotten. Cade Smith was amazing in this game, but Pedro Avila, who was just added to this roster, comes in. Yes, he walks two guys and had to deal with that, emphatic jam that was saved really by that play by Jimenez and Naylor. But gets an inning, throws 18 pitches, 9 of them were strikes, gets 2 big strikeouts. He was jacked up when he got the strikeout to end the 10th inning. But yeah, this was just amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. So we'll see how Game 4 goes. We'll see how everybody's able to recover after that. It's going to be a later start time. I believe it's an 8 p.m. Eastern first pitch. After this was a 5 p.m. Eastern local first pitch. But man, that was special, man. That was really special. It's just like we'll see how things go here. But man, what a win for Stephen Vogt. What a win for this team. This is the epitome of what this team has been the whole fucking season. And should have never doubted him, man. Like, these guys just never fucking quit. And Jhonkensy Noel, rookie, comes in there, belts one. David Fry, another big spot for him. He hits it out. And it's just like, it's even turned my sister, who's honestly just never been in a lot of baseball. She's losing her mind. And she's like, Mike, this stuff takes years off your life. I swear to God, I think a decade off my life has gone away watching this game. So, for those who got to experience that in person, you're lucky. That was an all-timer. So, we'll have more. We'll be reacting to Game 4 as well. Holy shit, man. I love playoff baseball, even if it just kills me almost slowly in my life. So, I'll talk to you guys soon. Like, share, and subscribe here on the channel. I'll see you.